All right. Let me put it this way. Hopefully, in next week's episode, the surgeon. Hopefully, in that episode, we will finally see whether or not Derek has the lion tattoo. And just before recording this video, or I recorded another one, which was a highly requested video by fans. What if Jeffrey Owens is the father? Okay. All I have to say is this. I'm still sticking with Derek being the father of Candace. I'm still sticking by that theory. But I have also been receiving requests on, is David the father? Again, pretty sure I've done a video on this before. But when it comes down to it, people have been saying, what about David? What if he's the father? No, I do not think that David is the father. Couple reasons. Number one, I don't believe he has a back tattoo or any kind of tattoo. Jeremy, how do you know? 1.2. Kind of, okay. Put a bullet point under the one about him not having a tattoo. How do you know if he doesn't have a tattoo? Because in the episode 11 of last season, Veronica's house, we see David rushing out of the house because Veronica threw a brick. He is shirtless. We get glimpses of his back, but not the full back, like, part of his shoulder and whatnot. No tattoo. And then other people are like, well, Jeremy, we didn't see his full back. What if he did have a tattoo? Okay, that leads to number two. Even if David did have the tattoo, it was most likely burned off via the car explosion, because we have seen David without a shirt off. Well, excuse me. We have seen David with no shirt whatsoever when we saw his back exposed in the hospital for several episodes, and he looked like a burnt hot dog. It's like, Jeffrey, tell the nurse to turn me over. My other side is getting extra crispy, and I don't want to be a burnt hot dog. Remember how I was like joking around how him in the hospital, like his face was buried in the pillow, so it was hard to imagine exactly what he was saying. It was like, Jeffrey, I can't really talk. I got my head buried in the pillow, and it hurts. Erica. So, folks, yeah, he does not have the tattoo. Like, I mean, you can make the argument, well, think of it this way, Jeremy. Hannah was like, the guy was just on the street and like following her. So that would mean if it was David wasn't always like an upstanding citizen in terms of he wasn't always a have, which I actually can agree with, because the many times Veronica said, I made you who you are, I did this and that, which one part of me thinks that's her just talking out of her ass. Part of me thinks that, okay, maybe she is telling the truth, but also think of the fact that, well, Jim and her family made Jim who he was. Catherine and her family, who were haves, made the have not Jim the person he is today. Before the whole Celine thing blew up on TV, well-known judge, a favorite to win the governor's mansion, and then it all went to shit. I mean, when you think about it, okay, you know what? I want to put a pause on that thought because that's a video in itself. But I just want to talk about the fact that it is possible that David wasn't always a have, which I don't see why that's not an impossibility. But at the same time, neither was Veronica, who literally told Hannah back in season 1 that she's from the same kind of area, rough neighborhood and whatnot that she was from, but she eventually came up. And I mean, even worse than that, I give Veronica props for, fighting off her addictions and whatnot, be it alcohol or pain meds and what have you, and eventually became a multimillionaire via her rehab facility. So with that being said, it could be argued whether or not Veronica played a major role in making David who he is, but also keep in mind that you got to give props to David because he stuck by Veronica during her addiction time, her time being an addict. I mean, he could have easily just threw his hands up and gave up and divorced her, but he stuck by her side during that time. And even when, she was leaving him and burning houses and stuff like that. So with that being said, Veronica most likely does deserve props, but so does David. Like, maybe it wasn't about money with him, and never throwing it in her face about, I stuck by you. And even when you were in rehab, he never really does that. But Veronica, it's really weird because what's that saying? Like, the people who do things just to do them, don't look for any reward or rarely bring it up. But somebody who wants to be recognized for what they've done, they won't hesitate to remind you of how you were when I found you and what I did to make you where you are. So you can pretty much tell Veronica, if she truly did make David in the person he is today, she really only did so for her own image, so to speak, because it's all about this whole black family dynasty. But they did meet in law school, so David was doing something for himself. I don't know if it was a situation where they were study buddies and, you know, he was learning from her. We don't know. We don't know. But in any case, the whole tattoo thing, no. David, to my knowledge, does not have one from what we've seen on screen. And that leads to my next point, number 3. The reason I'm sticking with Derek is because in some, look, I know it is pretty clear in some cases via, you know, on television and whatnot, characters or actors will get, you know, their real life tattoos covered up via, you know, makeup and whatnot, you know, because it's not uncommon for that kind of thing to happen. Or in some cases, they'll have fake tattoos on for like a movie or TV show or whatnot. For David, think about it this way. We've seen him shirtless a couple times, no tattoos. Think about Benny. He has tattoos in real life. Hell, even look at Eddie on If Loving You Is Wrong. But when it comes to Derek, we have not seen him. I don't even believe we've seen him in short sleeves because Keith Burke in real life does have tattoos. And I think that's pretty clear in terms of, well, now he's going to be in a robe. We don't know how, you know, revealing it will be. And I know it sounds weird. I'll tell you one little funny story. Like Tuesday, when Derek and Hannah were in the room together, I picked up the phone to have my mom on the line. Like, I was honestly about to pull up Instagram Live or YouTube Live. Like, yo, this is it. We're going to find out. I might actually do that on Tuesday, like a live reaction as to whether or not he has a tattoo, because I'll probably go off like, yes, he has it. I told you. You know, if things work out, I might actually do that Tuesday where I'll be on live and I'll be watching the episode with everybody, but I won't have the episode on my screen. Like, you know, it'll be the same live stream format where I'll be in front of the camera and we'll just be watching the show together. I might do that and live tweet. We'll have to wait and see. But I just think the fact that we haven't seen Keith Burke without a shirt or in short sleeves does say a lot, because again, in real life, he has tattoos. And, you know, even a more child-friendly example, you know, for me growing up, Jason David Frank, aka Tommy Oliver, aka Green Ranger, White Ranger, Black Ranger, Red Ranger, and everything else in between. He has a lot of tattoos in real life. And like, if you go back to Power Rangers Dino Thunder, he never had short sleeves or a shirtless scene because, you know, of his tattoos. So he was always wearing, like, you know, long sleeve shirts, button up shirts and whatnot. So again, just a prime example of many franchises where characters will either be wearing fake tattoos, covering their tattoos in real life. So I think it will be pretty interesting if Keith Burke does have lion tattoo in real life, or he gets a fake tattoo just for this scene. So that's what I have to say. So David is a no-no when it comes to the father of Candace. I'm still sticking with Derek. And by off chance, if he has a father that had a lion tattoo, who knows? But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And people, like, if you think these videos are crazy, it's really by fan request. If I get enough people asking me the same question, I will do a video on it. But either if I agree with the theory or not, I will speak on it. And that's pretty much how we do things on the channel, aside from videos I want to do myself. So with that being said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you haven't, I don't know why you haven't. And with that being said, just a couple more days until we hopefully find out if Derek has the lion tattoo. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, as well as leaving your thoughts in the comment section below so we can keep the conversation going. On the left hand side of the screen, you should see a picture of Jeffrey Harrington. You can click on him in order to subscribe, but also hit the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out on any new content. Also, you should see some videos appearing on the screen as well that I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy if you enjoyed the one you just saw. But also, be sure to follow me on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links to all my social media will be in the description below. And in order to help this channel hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to need your help. So make sure to share this video as well as the channel around with all of your friends on your own social media. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next video.